Well, it's coming along quick. We already got it outside. We got the bottom on and insulated. Just got to go pick up some more insulation and then we can throw our tin on. It's running right now. Running pretty good. Got a couple big logs in there. So we'll just seal up a few of these holes and then we'll be good to go. I'll show you the inside. Well, it's not boiling us out here, but definitely a lot warmer. We got basically a fan. I don't know if you can see the stove behind it, but the stove's right there. It's blowing out pretty warm air. Nothing spectacular because we've still got a lot of holes in the front, and it's basically just sucking a bunch of cold air in with it. But once we get that all finished and sealed up, should blow pretty warm air in here. It's just running off of a battery charger for now, which is fine. So yeah, came along pretty quick. Once we get it all finished, I'll show it to you then. Well, a little update on the stove. We've built a little box that comes up and goes into the garage so the heat can flow in that way. We've got a door on it now. Real nice. We still got to tin the sides up. And yeah, I think that's about it for this. We got to get a damper in here so that we can control it a little bit. But yeah, I'll stoke it up and then we'll go inside and we'll look at what we got. Well, it's definitely a little bit warmer in here. Still got the fan hooked up, but instead of pulling, we got it blowing this time. Got it running off of a old computer power supply. This is just a little 150 watt one that I found. And it only supplies 3 amps, but it seems to run that fan just fine. Actually, probably too much fan for that, but we'll work out the bugs later. We had to move this whole shelf over a little ways so we can get this hole in here. And now we've got to cut away this 2x4, and then we've got to build a box back here. And what I'd like to do is actually have the fan pull the hot air from outside or in the box rather than blow it in. But this is about the only setup we got at the moment. But it works pretty good. I can feel plenty of heat coming out of here. Of course, the place isn't exactly insulated great, so it doesn't build up a whole lot of heat, but that's alright. No big deal. We'll get that on another day. I figured I'd just tell you a little bit about these old ATX computer supplies, power supplies there. Now I know that the yellow wires are 12 volt, and that's what I've got it hooked to. The black wires are ground. The red ones I believe are 5 volt, and the orange are 3.3 volts. And this particular one tells you on the side how many amps they're rated to. But yeah, it's pretty easy to wire them up. You just snip them off. I took all the yellow wires and wired them together and tied them to my fan, and I took a few grounds and I tied them to the fan too. And you've got to take what I've got here wired in here is actually the green wire has to be grounded. I don't know if you can see a green wire, but there's a green wire in there, and you have to ground that. That actually turns on the unit because this one doesn't have a switch. And whenever you're running one of these, you're going to want to have a load on it, otherwise sometimes they don't work or they blow out. So the fan is plenty big enough of a load for them, but yeah, they're pretty handy for whatever you need. I got this one for free from my brother. I was originally looking for a bigger one, but it seemed to work, so I used it. Well, I've made myself a little makeshift damper. What I've got here is just a license plate cut into a circle with a nail here and another piece of the license plate riveted over the top. And then on this side I've got a bolt with a notch in it that'll fit into the license plate and a nut. And then on this side I've got a spring I stole out of a breaks off of something, and that holds it in place wherever I want to turn it. So there we go, that's wide open, and you shut the damper like that, open it back up, Works pretty good. I'm going to actually install it in a different piece of pipe because this one is junk, but I just wanted to make sure I could put it together, and I sure can. So once the stove's cooled off tomorrow morning, I'll probably stick this in the pipe, and hopefully it'll work good.